Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We got some new merch at tomanddan.com.
Yeah, man.
And if you want to order some, I know Eric always throws in magnets, stickers, extra stuff. He constantly has sales at on our merch page. So check it every once in a while and follow Eric on social media.
Yes.
At
Sexy
Eric Merchman.
I was going to give it his private one.
It's Eric Merchman. Just search that.
Yeah.
And he puts out specials just on his social media.
He does indeed. Ladies, and let me tell you, he is thick. 5 C's. 5 C's. That guy's got a country ass that will not quit. He looks like a baseball pitcher.
And he's got a bunny.
Yeah.
In which he'll
like,
show to you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you can't say that.
Hey, man.
And then you have to pretend that you like it. That's just me.
No. But most women do.
I don't know. Like when you show me your animal,
you come for the bunny, you stay for the country.
Just know that
Tom does not care.
I'm just telling the
He
truth.
hates all
I don't
animals.
hate it. No, I don't hate.
The only
You're
animal.
wrong.
Heartless.
I'm looking at
You're
our
wrong.
guest. I'm looking at our guest. The only animal.
Ryan, you don't know.
The only
Why are you
animal.
screaming at him?
Yeah, don't scream. We haven't even introduced our
just
guest.
walked
I'm
in.
just trying to stay out of this.
He just got here. We're having a family
My
fight.
God,
Please
man.
excuse me while I fight with my business partner. The only one you loved and showed love to and wasted heaps of money and just showered money on it, it was Luca, and Luca died.
Yeah.
You love that stupid lizard. You
I
come in
didn't
every
love
morning.
it.
I would catch him standing in here alone. I would walk in and you'd
I was
be
trying
in
to
here.
take care of it. I'll take care of
So this is what Sam and I say. Here's what Sam and I say.
It's like my plants.
I think I can speak for Sam on this one. There's no difference between you coming in here looking for that lizard and Merchman with a big baseball ass having a bunny.
No.
And the ladies like his bunny and his big country ass.
I don't dislike it. I just don't know how to show enthusiasm when someone shows me
Well, then
their
go
pet.
back to what
you,
we
you,
just keep
you
your
could have
mouth shut.
stopped at,
Yeah.
I don't know how to show enthusiasm.
Yeah, or just don't say anything like you told the listeners to do with me
Whoa.
because you said all the listeners make my anxiety crazy. Just shut up.
Well, but they show it to me.
Nobody talk on this podcast.
They show it to me, and then they expect me to be excited about it, and then I have to pretend to be excited, and that's where it all falls apart.
Did you give the bunny a whoa?
No. Well, yeah, I did. When the bunny came in, I was like, "Whoa!" I was actually genuinely surprised about how big it was.
Yeah.
But then,
Whoa, big!
After that, I didn't know if I should pet it or just look at it for 3 Mississippis. I didn't know what was expected of me.
So what did he do? He didn't say a word and continued folding shirts.
Yeah.
Continue folding shirts like it wasn't even in the room.
I'm not gonna get down on the floor and start playing with
That's
it.
what
I'll
I
get
did.
no joy out of it.
I was like,
Why do you work with
I was
this
just like,
bunny?
I was doing voices. I was trying to make my nose move.
I am curious to what it eats but then once you have to start giving it diabetic shots and stuff,
you're
and
giving
then
it
I'm
shots.
like,
And you got to give it in its haunches.
It has diabetes?
You got to give it in its haunches, and it will kick your nipples off, man. That thing will kick crazy. We have a guest.
Ryan Reese is here. How you doing, Ryan?
Hey, thanks for having me back for this is like the 4th or 5th time, I think.
Thanks for being here. I had no idea of all the different dikes that you have your finger in, young man.
What would you say?
I always have something new to hawk. So.
Yeah, he
okay.
He always has
I
some
confused
new.
it.
Are you a
Jesus.
serial creator?
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Because you've documentaries,
I believe they call
writing,
that Renaissance man.
music festival.
Yeah,
you're always
yeah.
trying to do something. I feel like we like to think of ourselves as that, but we are so stuck in the same rut. It's like get up, weird job Wednesdays, beer,
the follow through.
Yeah.
Like we got a bunch of good ideas, but then it's like so hard to do anything about them.
Yeah. So do you know what his new project is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm super fascinated by this because it's way out of my wheelhouse of even understanding the business behind it or how you even market it. And I know you're doing that today, but
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about this new project that you're doing. What have you done?
Yeah, so this is a thriller novel that I wrote. I've spent the last 2 years working on. It's called A Larger Loss, and it takes place, if you guys remember, I think the last time I was here for, what do you guys do, like that Odd Jobs?
Weird
segment?
jobs.
Weird
I
Jobs,
see
yeah.
yeah. That's a neg.
Yeah.
Oh, like he doesn't
gotcha.
listen to the show. What is that thing you guys do? Something about jobs.
It made me like you more.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't know, I was like, oh, he
Tom's
doesn't.
into nagging.
I hate that bit so much because
Oh, yeah?
I'm the one that has to write the stupid songs about it.
Gotcha. So I was telling you about how I work in water, fire, and mold restoration. And so I work in digital marketing for that. I don't actually go out to the jobs and like clean it up or anything, but I'm always there for photos and videos.
Mold
and
is bad.
testimonials and all
Hashtag
that.
bad mold.
You don't have to get the fans. Then
Well, sometimes I do help in all this. Sometimes it depends on what's going on, or if I'm whatever.
But a level 5 brown.
Plug in the fans.
Yeah.
3,900.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
It was more than that.
3,900 for some fans.
Well, they were going to knock down this wall, and they were going to steal Sam's desk. They were convinced that Sam's desk was
Take
filled.
it all.
They were like, it's filled with black mold. I was like, sir, there's no water in here. Like, this is a completely dry room.
Yeah.
Chop it up.
So 3 ways.
Lock her up, chop her up.
Working in that industry, though, like as you guys kind of known if you've been customers on the other side of it, there's a lot that goes on. We also clean up crime scenes and things like that.
Brains. Is it mostly single dad brains?
Yes.
Well, I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
You shot me
A lot of meth labs too. We clean up after a meth lab explodes. You'll be surprised how many meth labs blow up in Central Florida. I mean, maybe not.
I've
but
heard that's part of the excitement of making it is that in
when
any
when I first started, it was like once a week there was a new one, and I was like, wow. But anyway, so I was just putting 2 and 2 together of like, man, like what if a restoration company gets involved in one of these? They go to clean up a crime scene and then they find something, or I don't want to spoil the book, but they get involved in one of the crimes that happens, and then a new hire comes on board, and it's all kept from her, of course, and she sets out to figure out and unravel kind of the mystery of what happened and how this company got involved and what's their role in it and so forth. And
Here, Tom, here, check this out. Here,
Okay.
From author Ryan Reese comes the spine-tingling new thriller, A Larger Loss, available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. In A Larger Loss, meet Lauren Avery. She thought she was just taking another job, but she's plunged into a deadly conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Right? I've always wanted one of these commercials. I'm so jealous of you right now. I don't even make any type of like art that would even need a commercial like this, but this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like having a political commercial. I want one of those too, but I don't do anything political.
Ryan, have you ever written anything before?
I have. So with all the other projects that I've done, I've always considered myself a writer. That was the first thing I ever did, like even when I was a kid. And then...
Oh, Tom too.
Yeah, that's how I kind of got involved in marketing, because I was doing writing, I did photography, I did video, all these things. And I was like, you know what, I guess marketing is the only way that I'm ever going to make money. And so, but yeah, I did take a crack at writing short stories before. I have written a previous novel that nobody saw. It was terrible. And once I realized, I picked up, my friend left Jurassic Park in my car one time, and he moved away, so I kept it. And I thought I would never read this.
That's
I've seen the movie. I know what it's all about.
Sure.
And I liked reading, Tolstoy and
movies
Kerouac.
are always like the books.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jurassic Park, the movie.
Yeah.
In the book, did they have the cell phone in the doo-doo? Or was that just a movie?
It was a book in the dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I don't like movies or books. Back to you, Ryan.
Well, that explains a lot.
I don't like
probably,
anything,
yeah.
really. I mean, like...
But anyway, once I saw I never thought about writing a commercial novel. I was always trying to be, Jack Kerouac and write something more literary. Once I got off the high horse,
yeah,
and
why don't you take your beret off?
Yeah,
Give the people
exactly.
what they want.
Yeah.
Hey, take your woke beret off and
Yeah.
let's write some, stuff.
Right.
Grade A smut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, I think I can do that and take a crack at it. And then, I was already writing this by then, but I didn't know what it was going to be. But once I saw that, or saw Jurassic Park, and then I looked up, commercial thriller novels.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think this has all the makings of that. And so when we talk about all the different projects I do, I see myself more as an opportunist. So if it's like, oh, this would make a great documentary, I'm not going to wait around, or
Just go for it.
I'm going to go do that.
Because you have the skills to do it. That's what
Yeah,
I meant by you're like a
right.
serial creator.
And same thing with events. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, this is a great event concept, state of emergency and da-da-da. That
I
was
still
during
love
the
that
pandemic.
event. I still love that shirt.
We have to do that. And so we did it. Once I saw this, I looked it up. There's never been a thriller novel about restoration or mitigation or any of that. So I saw it as wide open, kind of as a new subgenre. There's legal thrillers, there's spy thrillers, there's all that.
Did
So
you
I
read
figured-
this? Did you do an audiobook of it?
Did I audiobook of this?
Yeah.
We're recording it right now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I'm
I was
curious.
gonna say Tom and I'll act it out for you for like $50,000. I mean,
I'll talk to the publisher about that.
yeah, let them know. Let them know.
So what I'm curious about is like whether or not it's good will be determined by the people, right? And that
Sure.
That's scary, right?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works with movies and books and like
Podcast.
I'll say right now, though, it's great.
subjective. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, knowing you the way that I think we know you, and look, we're not like best friends or anything,
Yeah,
but I would
yeah.
think it's quality because of the majority of the other like serial entrepreneur type things you've done have always been top tier, or at least you give a damn about them.
Right.
So,
Right.
So the question I have is going back to marketing, and
Sure.
you're familiar with this. Is like, and I know you're promoting it here, but it's like, all right, you write a fiction novel, right? And so then it all rests on the story and how good the story is and how engaging it is, so that
Right.
people pass it along. Because I'm not pretty sure book people will tell each other books are good.
They
and
talk
they
to each
rec-
other,
Sure.
yeah.
It's,
Word of
it's
mouth
not-
is everything.
It's
yeah.
not like book
Have
clubs
you seen my wife do
recommendations.
this?
all
My
the-
wife takes the cover of the novel from some app she has, and then she shares it out. Then she's like, "Oh, I really like this one. Or, this one is really slow. Or,
Right.
I didn't know what to expect in this app." I'm not mocking her at all.
Right.
But
Are there book influencers you could pay to? I'm sure they won't say it's good unless they really believe it or whatever, because then their credibility is shot. But,
Sure. Yes.
Is there some?
that's what
like,
Oprah was doing.
influencer that you could pay to market the book?
Yeah, of course. And it's funny.
does that work?
Well, right now there's a hashtag on TikTok called #Book Talk. And so there's some, influencers on there with millions of views and followers and whatnot. And so the publisher was telling me, like, hey, we got to get in on this. Like, promote this on your TikTok. I don't have TikTok.
Oh,
So I was just like, I don't have TikTok. They're like, we thought you worked in digital marketing. We thought
we thought you were young.
this and that.
You
And I
have a
was just
sweet
like,
influencer mullet.
I deal with this stuff every day. It's the last thing I want to do,
Right.
And however, we're working on something to kind of make that happen. But yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, so then after like the books are written,
Yeah.
you personally believe in the story, and then you start promoting it. You start trying to promote on social and stuff,
Sure.
and then there's some time, because it takes time to read a book,
Yeah.
of course, and then so
It's like
there's
fishing for old ladies.
So then-
and then you do a signing.
yeah.
Right?
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. How does that, like the other promotional aspects of it is
Yeah.
like, is there signings involved, and what does that do?
yeah. So it was released last Saturday. I did
Congratulations, man.
a signing in Sanford, and we sold a bunch of copies. It was a release party and
Where'd you
signing and
do
all
it?
this.
All that place is just booze fest down there.
They
don't have anywhere to-
Come on.
Books Fest.
Oh,
Yeah,
boo!
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah.
misread.
There's 2 bookstores in Sanford.
Yeah, I know, but they're bars.
No, but it was yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna do this all day.
It was at Executive Sanford. It's a cigar shop on the lake right there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
So,
Was that the first place that people could like sort of get it day of and
yeah. It
signed
went
copy?
online that day, and then I had the whole table and people lined up. And I did a reading. Sold a ton of copies, which was great to see. But yeah, kind of like you're saying though, it's like, yeah, thanks for buying it, but like I really want people to enjoy the book, so please let me know if you like it.
So that's weird to me too, and this maybe make me seem more like a robot.
Well, we're really weird. Like I don't know if
Oh.
you like. It's funny because you and I don't realize it. We say everything as if we're okay, but I think most people listening think you and I are severely weird. So you're good.
So, like, the only way I can quantify if some fiction is good
You
or not,
love quantifying.
because if you're saying good, then I'm like, well, why? You have to
Right,
explain why
right,
to
right.
me,
I know.
because I for whatever reason, I can't just say something's good
know.
without an explanation. So when in fiction work, I've always found that I can understand if something good, if something's good, if it leads you to one direction and then has a surprise ending. And then it's like, I didn't see that
Where
coming.
if the idea is so creative that
Yeah.
it didn't even register in like a thought of yours.
He was a ghost the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
right,
like-
yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, that trick.
And then you go back and you see all the clues. Yeah, I like those too.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
fun. Those
yeah.
are fun.
And then, or if something makes you laugh, although I'm not a reader, so I can't imagine like laughing.
You're
at
not a
words.
laugher. You're not a reader. You're not, what are you?
Yeah.
But or something makes you cry, but so it's laugh, cry, or surprise ending.
Laugh, cry,
then
die.
I would say, okay, that means it's good. That's how to quantify
Feel
it.
is what the
Yeah.
word you're looking for is feeling.
Yeah, feeling,
If
yeah,
it
yeah.
makes you feel something.
And
Yeah.
so is that how you quantify it?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'll just say, like, full transparency, it was designed. Well, that's what I mean by, like, I think I could write something like that where I could design the path the reader will go down by revealing some information, withholding some information, and then, every sentence literally leads into the next sentence. Holding their attention is probably the most, like, to me, the most important part. So, again, a page turner, you don't want them to put it down, or be bored.
I
Okay,
have
so
tried
all
to
right.
write a book multiple times.
Really?
Yes.
Mhm.
I've never talked about it, but I'll talk about it here because it ties in.
all
Fiction?
right.
Both. I've actually
I
shared
can't- this-
some fiction with. Remember when I read my own fiction? I think I did it like during the pandemic, where I wrote a short story and I read it and I put sound effects in it and I released it for everybody to listen
nice.
to.
I love that.
It's out there somewhere. If somebody could find it, I don't know where it is. I put it on the beginning of a show or on the end of a show.
Is it grade A threat level midnight?
No, what the
Ryan
problem
got
with
that.
it, and I can be critical of my own writing when I go back and I read it, because I like the
Right.
way I write, because I think it's funny. It is just all over the place, man.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
all in all different directions. There is no leading anybody. I mean, like, it goes where it goes,
Right.
and there's jokes, and then it's written in a way that I'm like having a internal dialogue with myself. It's almost like a diary,
Oh,
Like
different
I can't
styles.
do
Or
it.
it's a ramblings of a
It's
crazy
the ramblings of a crazy. There it is. There it is.
Good answer.
It is. The only thing it's missing is the threat of murder.
So
That's where you get me to come in.
My editor. My editor's here.
Right.
So I guess going back to just the mechanics of writing a fictional novel thriller,
Mm-hmm.
is there certain beats that have to, like, and when they talk about
Yeah.
writing a screenplay, they're like, well, at this point and like at 1 hour in, this has to happen,
Right.
and then there's like this equation that people have to follow, and if they don't, then it just falls apart, which is weird to me, but I guess that's
Yeah.
a tried and true.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can say that there is. I mean, there is. I didn't follow any of that. I didn't feel like I had to, because I was going off of personal experiences, and I knew I had the idea. Like, again, it took 2 years to write. There was a first draft that was over 100,000 words. This
I thought you were
one's
going to say
80.
100,000 pages. And I was
No,
gonna be
no,
like,
no, no, no.
Too
Yeah, no.
Wow.
But it was so cut down. There was way too much, and but I was like, once I read the first draft, going back to what you're saying about the beats, like I was like, okay, this almost this whole chapter can go, because this has gone on way too long. This one situation, we got to get to the next stop. So it's funny. Somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, did you have a beat sheet when you were writing it? And I'm like, no.
What's that?
Like marking out where you need to change or shift, or
Okay.
the different beats of the book, and I don't plan like that. Like, the only
You do
reason
it like
I'm
Mr.
even at
Beast.
this,
You got your own style.
just writing. People keep asking me, like, how did you do that? I have an outline. I have a beat sheet. I have this. I have that. I didn't have. Throw all that away.
Okay.
And just write the first draft and don't stop. I mean, that's why it was so long, because no one was going to read that. I didn't care where it was going. I just figured if I had the first draft, okay, there's the big slab of marble that can be shaved down. I know I'm going to have to
Okay.
cut half of this probably.
And tighten it up.
Yeah,
Focus
yeah.
it a
And then it
little
was
more.
edited 3 times after that, where even more stuff was cut out, to where I was like, I don't know if I can, part with that scene or whatever, but, kill your babies, that whole thing. So anyway, I think it's better overall now, though.
Now, when you're writing a book like this,
Yeah.
in the back of your mind, do you think there could be
It's called a larger loss. We should start saying that.
Yeah.
The
Here,
book is
I'll
called
hold up the
yeah,
cover,
It's
too.
called A Larger
Yeah.
Loss. You can get it. We know this guy, and it's certainly a lot more fun to buy books of people you know. I'm serious, because like you've heard him before, so go
Support local.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is as local as it gets.
And
man.
I promise it's worth the $18. I promise. It is a fun, straight through,
I like it.
easy to read. It's something you'd find at the airport or read on the beach.
Okay, so it cranks along. I like
Mhm.
that.
So, in the back of your
I'll buy
mind,
it.
after you've written this, do you think, can someone make this into a movie? Because that's where the money's at.
So on YouTube, there's a book trailer that the publisher and I put together. And it was crazy to watch it, because they helped me find stock footage that somehow matched the overall arc of the book.
Oh, that's what we do with our TikTok
And
videos.
so it was I thought it was going to be corny at first because I'm thinking like stock footage in this. There's
Can
no
I
way.
find this? Can I play
yeah,
this?
you can on YouTube. If you look up a larger loss, the trailer should show up. But everything fit perfectly, and they have this awesome trailer music that they had and all that. And I didn't even think, I didn't really know what a book trailer was. And they were like, "No, you need this."
Oh, this is dope, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this. I'll put this up for everybody. Hold on, let me.
We constantly talk about this all the time, Ryan, is the fact that there's unlimited content just being a stream of a river of content.
Oh, yeah.
Just flowing out
Worst
there every
Billy
second.
Joel song ever.
And so every artist and every person producing some sort of content is battling for attention
Right.
in a river, an ocean of content that's being pushed out every single second.
Don't say push it out.
But to me, like, books take longer and more effort to do,
Okay.
so maybe that puts a cap on the amount of books that are being released at all
So you're
times.
saying there
Sure.
are probably less books than there are other things because they take so long to write?
I have no idea. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you about that. Like,
Well,
in the market, there's
yeah.
a million podcasts every second. They're easier
Right.
to record every second, but writing an entire novel.
Well, I mean, speak for
is-
yourself. You don't know how hard I have it take. I've been working 2 years on today's show.
I guess
Yeah.
AI could write one pretty good. Nowadays,
I
know.
don't think they can because I think that like I've tried to get AI to like tidy up things and make it almost read like a story, and it's weird how it like you can tell.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
at least I've convinced myself I think I can.
Yeah.
So
They can write good copy, I think, but I don't know about a like personal deep novel or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the rejection letters I got from agents and publishers, all of them, because you gave them sample material and all this, I would say probably half of them said, "Hey, this isn't bad. It's an interesting idea. We just filled our roster for this year, and like you should have sent this letter like 6 months ago, and maybe we would have considered it further. But our roster's full for like this year and probably next year as well."
Oh God! So you
So
got to play the game.
It
It's almost,
wasn't a like you suck. It was just like I had no idea. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
you should have sent this like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, you don't know like the query letter submission schedule, and I was like, I had no idea.
Or
what I
even
was
the
doing.
trend cycle of what's in right
Yeah.
now. They may have like, sorry, we got
Yeah.
100 thrillers. We need some more.
Right. For me though, the only thing I was really hinging it upon was something new. I wasn't trying to write another Stephen King book or another whatever. When I did the opportunity, when I did the research and I couldn't find anything that took place in restoration, and since I've worked in restoration for so long, I asked people, would you read something like this? Absolutely, I would love to. People love to read about work or watch shows about work or movies about work.
Yeah, if it's in their wheelhouse, they relate to it.
That's exactly it. And so it's like, okay, if someone's willing to read it just off of that, and then I make it an actual entertaining story all the way through and easy to read, because again, it's restoration. You got a lot of like contractor type people, then there's like the office people. So some people might read books, some people might not.
The fan guys, they don't read.
Right.
The guys that bring the fans.
I saw
Yeah.
those guys. I saw those guys right out
Fans
there.
blow the pages around.
They
Yes.
let me drive the
They
vacuum.
don't-
They
Yeah.
let me drive the standable vacuum. I don't think they were
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to do that.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, no video, no video.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to write a book right now, more along the lines of Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's called. I've got it working. Its working title is Stew, but that's all I got. I want to do my version of Chicken Soup for the Soul, but I've got Stew. Stew at ya. Stew for you is what the working title is. Stew for you.
All right, let's see this trailer.
Okay, here is.
But it could totally be a movie.
Oh, Stew for you. I know. I've been working on it.
That too.
A crime that shocked the community. And so you can. A restoration company cleans up the scene. I like this, dude. And uncovers a secret. An ambitious girl seeking a career. Seeks to find the truth. A Larger Loss by Ryan Reese.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So are there critics that you can submit your work to that would write a review? How does that work?
Yeah, so the publisher handles a lot of that. So I'll say this too, like it's 99% marketing of like what they do.
Okay.
So, and I'm helping with like doing stuff on my own in my own backyard. They're located in San Francisco. So they're like, "Hey, we have some deals with some Barnes and Nobles around here. We might get a copy or two in the store, but this is going to be mostly online. Super small publisher. This is all going to be about marketing this and making sure people read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's already been in Cleaning and Restoration magazine. There is a magazine
That's
for that.
cool.
There's
Yeah,
a trade
smart,
paper.
man.
Yeah,
Smart.
So there's that, and then
Who orders that?
Yeah. They say I
industry
listen
people.
to podcasts about podcasts.
Yeah,
so.
there is a podcast that there's a restoration podcast. It's a whole other industry, just like anything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a trade paper. And then this website in New York called the Ritz Herald did a review of it too. So that's the publisher sending out like a press release and all this kind of stuff and images of me in the book and all that.
That's cool, man.
And they liked it. You know, I guess the guy read it, and I can see that like. It's also an ebook too, through Kindle or whatever.
Okay.
And so he flew through that, and that's what he read.
Gotcha.
And so,
Congratulations, man. This is like
Thank you.
super cool.
yeah.
How many, like, what's the success that you expect, or
How many do you print, and do you have them sitting in your living room?
No, so it's print on demand.
Nice.
So
Oh, thank
again,
God.
super small publisher. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, we're not gonna have a warehouse full of these or
Sure.
anything like that.
Yeah.
However, I ordered a bunch of copies that are sitting in my living room. And by the way, I brought 3 for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll
And
read it,
so,
man. I've been looking for a book. Thank you.
Yeah. So again, me trying to do what I can on my end on the East Coast of getting it around. I talked to Barnes and Noble over on Colonial Plaza about
right
doing
on.
a signing and all this. We're trying to get that set up and.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
I've already guessed what happened, so I don't need to read it.
Okay. All
I was
right. You already know the ending?
Yeah. I just pieced
Yeah.
it
You knew
together
the
by
beginning
looking
and
at
the
restoration.
end.
What I know
Okay.
about that.
The
It's-
girl, the frame for the murder.
It's-
All right.
it's-
Okay, I'll take your book back.
Okay, take his back.
The
Well,
murder.
here, he can't read.
Oh,
So he's
God.
just,
Also,
you know.
I need the audio
Yeah, I'll
version.
give you the audio
Oh my
version.
God, you're like a large kid that has his dad sign him out of PE because he doesn't want to run.
The murder is a fan guy. Of all,
No.
Why you gotta blame it on the fan?
no.
I
guy?
killed her
I'm
with the
saying-
fan. I killed her with the fan.
I just know
I
these
chopped her
guys,
up
Yeah.
good.
and
They're called technicians, by the way.
some of
Yeah.
them are killers.
I'll tell you what, the guy that
they made
cleaned
some mistakes.
the
in
guy
life.
that cleaned up after our fish tank leaked and almost destroyed our studio. That the only thing that guy was killing was his iPod and a bag of Doritos. He was not a murderer.
Yeah.
He just had nothing but the loudest of Lil Wayne blasting as he was riding the vacuum.
Or did he just write up the order for the insurance company, or did he bring the fan?
His brother wrote up the insurance order.
Oh,
His
okay,
brother
okay.
was the brains.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The one with Lil Wayne in his earphone. That guy, he was just you ride the fan because you're dumb.
So, speaking of like what you expect to happen, like what is the measure of success that you
Have set.
for yourself?
personally.
So me personally, finishing it was the first thing.
Yeah.
And I said on social media like a long time ago, like, look, I don't care if it gets published. I don't care what happens. I've always wanted to do this, and I'm confident with. That's the thing. It was like the confidence I had in the story, because like I said, I've tried things before that I knew just like this isn't it.
Yeah.
You know. So just being able to finish something and be confident, like, okay, this confident enough to keep, because once you wrote it like that, once you write it, that's like the first part. Now it's okay, trying to get it published and marketing it, and it's not over yet. And I felt confident enough, like when I was done, like, okay, I think I'm gonna do the extra work here for like another year probably.
Yeah.
And do all of this, and that's the thing. It's kind of been snowballing. You know, again, I got rejected like 45 times before, and everyone's like, see, you suck.
Is there a window of time that in the book industry they tell you, like, if it doesn't hit by this time, it probably the percentage of likelihood that it will be popular is gone because it just could, or is it one of those deals where at any point it could become popular in the zeitgeist of the world?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's more the
Once it's out.
second one. I mean, obviously the first one is definitely more like ROI focused and, making sure we hit these things right now. I think right now, I checked it last night, it's not much, But I'm in the top 100. I'm in number 89 on Amazon for mysteries and thrillers. So it's not top 10.
Yeah.
But I'll take out of how many millions of those books must be on there.
Yeah.
That 89's not bad.
No,
I wonder
100%.
if we can get you a higher. I wonder how high we could get you.
Yeah.
If we were just pumping it, it's $17.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And leave good reviews.
86.
Yeah.
86 is the answer to that.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah.
We can
Look
move
at
it.
That's
You're
coming
moving
from
3
confidence.
spaces.
That's
Can't
coming
get to
confident.
69? Come on.
Now, did you leave this story open where your heroine, is it a heroine? Can she, or well, maybe she doesn't identify as a she, I'll just go with she. Is it open for like a
series?
A next novel
Yeah.
where it's like, she just always gets into these crazy scenarios?
See, it could be, and the publisher asked me that too. They told me to consider that. And because, again, that's a marketing thing. Like, people will already be familiar with the characters.
Yeah.
So it'll be easy to go into the next one. All the other big guys do it, too. A series of this certain character. And I was like,
Katie Cleanup's in it again.
maybe like, later.
Okay.
But I already have, like, 2 other stories lined up that I'm just like, I want to do different. I like doing different things.
All right, I figured it out.
No.
It's the public adjuster. It's all that.
Is that who did it?
They're really the killers when it comes out. Yeah. It's the public adjuster that comes in to.
I don't think there was ever a killer. I think it was it was the entire crime scene fabricated.
They're like, blood got on the cabinets, a whole new kitchen,
Oh,
80,000
my
insurance. And then they can negotiate the
The
insurance.
Miami murder.
Yeah.
Ryan, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah,
I
thank you
appreciate
for having me once again. I always
Always,
appreciate
man.
it.
It's always a pleasure
Yeah.
seeing you. And guys, go out, get the book. It's called A Larger Loss, a thriller. You can find it on Amazon. Look up Ryan Reese. You'll find him right on there, and support local authors.
Yep, and we will be right back.
Gotcha. All right. Nice job, man.
You guys rock, as always. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
I
man.
appreciate you too, Sam, for getting back to me. I emailed you, Dan, first, and
Did I not get back to you? I thought I did.
no, you didn't.
I believe you.
And I was like, you know what? I know Sam will.
You're going to email me. How'd I got back?
Uh-huh.
Never. Normally, I'm pretty good about that.
Anybody who emailed, I invited that podcaster on the show. I'm like, come on the show. He's coming.
Oh, the one that wants to steal our show?
Yeah.
Where's this one
That's
go?
Monday 3.
Monday.
How's everything with the show going?
Good.
Good as usual?
Good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Just, the normal small business hiccups, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing terrible.
Yeah, I see you guys do a lot of stuff out in Sanford.
Yeah.
Love
There's
it.
Yeah.
Love
Where-
that place.
the events are getting bigger
Yeah,
and
I
bigger and
saw
stuff. Yeah.
It's a big commotion. I work out there, so.
Yeah, they're
that-
working it out though.
Yeah.
But it's just the growing pains of a small city getting more and
Yeah.
more popular, But yeah, we're planning our next big events coming up in November.
Nice.
And then we got a BDM event that we haven't announced yet. That's coming up in December. That we're in the midst of planning, and the events are the hardest part, just because there's so many moving parts. But
Right.
but other than that, then it's just the grinding out the content constantly. Looking for new potential
number was that?
advertisers,
Sorry.
keeping
Right.
subscribers.
Right,
It's the general grind
That's
of
the
everything.
way, yeah.
And then it's like everything else. Like all you could do is the best job you could do, and then the rest is out of your hands for the most part.
I can definitely feel that.
And so it's like, and a lot of it is based on luck and things like that, and just keeping anybody's attention in this world
Right.
is insanely
Going back
hard.
your question though, yeah, that's definitely one thing I was thinking of like how do you cut through the noise?
There's we're lucky that we
world.
started early, and that was the only
exactly.
that's the reason this is even a business, is the early start. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's just like infinite amount of noise, and then that everybody's attention is getting distracted by.
Sure.
I got to grow my hair long. I'm just like sitting there looking at you on the thing. Yeah, I am. I'm just looking at your hair, man. It's cool.
Hey man.
Always a pleasure seeing you, dude. And thanks for the book. I will
Hey,
read.
it's good seeing
I'm
you.
gonna start reading that tonight, and I will.
Cool.
I've been looking for something to read since I'm journaling every night, and that just fits the the stress-free plan.
Over here on the coffee table.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Alrighty, guys, until next time. So Monday is that going out?
Monday, yeah. Your Monday set. You'll start at 8.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys.
See you, man. Yeah, I like journaling, and reading is something I want to start doing at night. Oh, you guys got mod problems. Yeah, it becomes one of those things where it is very, very hard to do that. And then it does get awfully clicky sometimes. We have I think our mods are pretty hands-off. Unless you start doing racist shit and weird shit and then they just boot you out. It should be that way, right? Just very simple and easy. It shouldn't be drama. And it certainly shouldn't be where, yeah, because it's funny because that's all gotten back to me I'm like, how the hell did that get back to me? What else are we doing?
Probably the 9 minutes for tonight.
Okay.
And that might be it, actually. Since we're ahead. And we'll probably do a warm-up tomorrow morning.
Good Lord.
So we'll do 2 small segments now. One to finish tonight, and then one to finish Monday.
Monday 4, okay.
And then that'll get us to noon.
Both are 9 minutes, so what do you want to do? You want to do emails, voicemails? You got a topic?
I have some topics.
Does the chat have anything they
Yeah,
want to
let's
talk
go to the chat. We
about?
never go to the chat. Is there anything that you guys have wanted us to address that we have not? Or something that we could talk about? Canadian Josh, we all are partnered with the Solar Bears again this year.
Yep.
I think I'm going to like 2. I think I'm going to you and I are both going to the
Lightning game.
Yeah, we're going to that. And then I'm going to the opening game while you're out at in the desert.
Yep.
I'm just glad to have hockey back. That'll be fun.
Yep.
I like going to hockey games. Josh, are you coming? You should come. I got something I can burn.
Okay.
It's very... it's Andrea and I were talking about it, and she's in the chat room, so... Yeah, Maisie's fucking pumped for hockey, dude. All right. Where's this coming
Tonight,
back?
Well,
too.
tonight, yeah.
I'll bring us back. Here we go. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So, what do you got? Daniel?
What happened to trach people?
What do you mean?
What is that?
Where are all the trach people? Like, because I see the commercial. Well, you guys don't see commercials because you're streamers. But I'm an old school cableman, and when I'm watching baseball, they'll still do like the truth. You know, they're trying to get you off the cigarettes. You know, so they'll do the truth commercial, and they do a couple variations of them. And one of them is this lady where she's like, "I like to walk on a treadmill. It makes me feel more like myself."
Yeah.
And then she moves her hand, and she's like, "Well, almost." And you see
And
the
she got
hole,
the hole,
and the hole. And then Andrea turns to me, and she goes, "I remember when I was a young girl in DeLand, Florida, growing up.
Yeah.
You met more than one trach person, and it terrified you. The gurgle, seeing it move. Some of them, I remember one in my family where the hole had green around it, where I think it was infected.
Yeah.
Like these were things.
I think it's just
So has that phased out? Okay, here's my question.
Yeah.
Has that phased itself out because people are smoking less, or has that phased itself out because technology has gotten to a point where you don't necessarily need to have the infected trach hole? And where are the people with the thing? You ever talk to somebody like that? Or you be sitting in the doctor's
Not
office
recently.
and there's like a guy. Right. Where did it go? Where did all those people die? Are there?
I think you answered your question.
No, but where are the people now?
I think.
How do they talk?
I think you answered it. It's a combination between less people are smoking cigarettes and the technology probably lends itself to not using the trach hole as maybe the first thing they do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, here's my last idea.
Yeah.
I need 3 of those trach machines.
Okay.
Can probably get them cheap. And me, you, and Sam are going to do a full show on the trach machines. We're going to do the whole show like that.
How does it work?
Don't know.
It emulates
It's magic.
your vocal cords.
Yeah.
So it's taking
It's an external vocal cord.
it's taking the vibrations that you're creating and then making it into sound because you no longer can, right?
Samantha,
How does that do that?
I didn't mean to call
That's
you
some
Samantha. I got
technology.
serious.
I mean, that is my name.
I know. I got serious all of a sudden. Normally I say Sam. Can you look that up? Let's see how can I get those cheap?
I'm
That's
sure
a
you
fun
can.
little party trick,
well,
right? To have and then just
Is that
do it.
disrespectful to people who actually need them?
I mean, I don't know, maybe, but everything's disrespectful. I'll just do it
Well,
for fun.
I've never
Not
met someone in our audience.
Well,
that has
everything
that,
can be
so,
disrespectful, is what I'm saying. I mean, like,
So
me,
we offend
Yeah,
two people. I'd say
yeah,
it's worth
I mean,
the
whatever.
joke.
What are they gonna say? Okay.
It's worth.
Can I get those?
I'm sure you can. I don't know if it will. I don't think it can work
Unless I have a hole in my neck.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you need a hole.
But
Because they can remove your vocal cords and there's no hole, but you put the thing up there to make the noise because you don't have vocal cords. I think it's vibration. I don't think you need a hole.
But if you have vocal cords, it's not going to work. You're going to hear your voice and the computer voice
What if I
simultaneously.
go, hey, everybody? What if I do like that? Then it'll go then it'll vibrate my whispers, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a attachment that is a speaking valve that attaches to the end of the tracheostomy tube. So you do have to have a tracheostomy tube to use it.
Okay, so it's not just a device you put up to your throat. It's attached to the actual tube inside. Yeah.
It's an optional device that fits over the tracheostomy and allows air to flow through the tube and out of the person's mouth and nose. It allows a person with a tracheostomy to speak without having to block the trach with the fingers.
Never block it with the fingers.
See,
They would have to
Some
do that.
people will do that.
Yeah,
They won't even use the speaking box thing.
I've had people do that before, but normally they put a little, and I appreciate this, they put a little
tissue,
gauze
yeah.
or a tissue over it. I think that's nice.
Yeah. A handkerchief. You got to hide it.
Yeah, like
for the public. They don't want to look at it.
You know what story, we're going to tangent this segment. You know what story terrified me as a young boy, and it has to do with neck holes? You remember that old story about the lady that had a ribbon tied around her head?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she goes to bed with her lover on the night of their marriage, and then he unties the ribbon to make coitus, to lay with her, and her head rolls off the bed. Do you remember that?
Why did he need to untie the neck?
I don't know. I will bang you with a ribbon on.
I
got to look that story up. What is that story
The
called?
girl with the green ribbon.
Is that what it's called? Can you read it to me, Sam?
I remember.
You want me to read the whole book?
Yeah, but like tonight, like right around like 9:30, like
Okay.
as I'm falling asleep. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that worked its way into some sort of scary kids book because I remember
Yes,
when I was like,
it was a small little story. It wasn't like she's saying a book, and I'm like, I don't think it was a full book. When I heard it was like almost like a limerick.
Yeah, it was a story within a bunch of scary stories that I remember being exposed to as a kid, and it was scary stories for
It
kids.
terrified me, dude, because I was like, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna go to make love to this woman, and I'm gonna untie the ribbon, and her head's gonna fall off. I was like, I can't deal with that.
I mean, it's
weird.
What like popular scary stories, or even like my sons are only.
Goosebumps.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like what are the new scary stories
don't
that
even
they're
know.
telling now?
Oh, now it's
too
like
much.
Momo and Slenderman. Now it's like creepypasta.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Slenderman scares the absolute S word out of me. Like that Slenderman video game that they had on Apple on the Apple App Store
Yeah,
that you could download. I've talked about this before, but it
doesn't actually scare you, or does it?
It creeps me out because like you're playing the game, right?
It's so weird to me.
And it's just an emotional trigger is all it is. You just don't have those.
Yeah. Because I'm not scared by fictional things.
Yeah, but I can walk through my house nude in the dark with no flashlight, and I'm not scared of anything, right? Like it's an irrational, made up, weird trigger. For
But
me.
are you scared that Slender Man exists?
No.
Okay,
I know he
it
doesn't exist.
just scares you.
It's just it gives me a feeling, but the game you're seeing it like first person, right? And you're in the woods and you see a house and you're supposed to walk to the house. I'm glad that other people in the chat room are agreeing with me that this is a terrifying game. And you're walking towards the house and you don't see Slender Man. And then even in the video game directions, they say, well, as soon as you see Slender Man, you got to try to get away from him, right? Well, when you see him and he's so far away. Like it looks as if he's like you're standing in the woods and you look and he's like 3 miles away, right? And then you walk a little bit more. And then you turn around, and he's 2.75 miles away. And then you walk a little more, And then he's 2 miles away, and he just keeps getting, and you can't get away from him, and you die every time.
Okay,
And it's
well,
terrifying.
that's the
It's just
game?
terrifying to me.
Well, if you can never get away,
can
what's
never
the
get away.
game then?
I don't know. Maybe it's a metaphor for cancer. I don't know. You can never get away. You could never get away. It's coming for you.
And then like when you say game, is this on an app?
It's an app.
Okay.
It's just it's a poorly
Sounds
made.
like Hello Neighbor.
It's a poorly made app game. Yeah, I think maybe it was modeled after that. But I
That could be
downloaded
scary.
it. Everybody was saying how scary it was, and I just like it's just so creepy. I'm laying in bed by myself playing it, and it's just so creepy. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm playing a creepy game right now.
What are you
too.
playing? What are you playing?
It's called The Quarry.
Oh, that's like a
What
movie,
is that?
right?
Yeah, it is like a movie. It's like a thriller video game.
Is it?
And it's kind of choose your own adventure because you get to pick, like, do you want to help this person or do you not want to help this person? And that changes your trajectory in the game.
All right, so
You might like those type of games because
It'd be too slow for him.
yeah, it is a lot of cutscenes.
I don't do any of that.
I don't do fun.
but it's not fun to me. You know?
I
like,
know.
Right.
So it's like I can't imagine like playing.
It's like a playable
game.
movie.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're watching it. It's really well done. They have like high production values. Voice acting couldn't be any better.
The voice actors are actual actors and they look like the actors.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like a lot. That's very.
I
very,
just watched a movie the new Dungeons and Dragons game or movie
Yeah.
that came out. I was watching it and Travis was like, "That's the kid from the Quarry," and I'm like, "Yep, you're absolutely correct." Like they look exactly like they do in real life.
That's very popular right now, and there's a little bit of like an Asian influence on these type of games that are like playable movies or simulators in some way, where it's less of a like you're moving the joysticks and jumping and hacking and slashing. And it's more of you're just making decisions. Maybe you're walking to a certain area. Maybe you're discovering clues. Maybe you're looking for things. So it's like just a different style of game.
But the game is winnable.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I know
So
that's
you're-
big for you. I
well,
know that's
yeah,
big,
yeah,
yes.
it's just-
Yeah.
Is there a purpose?
And
of-
you would like this one even better, I think, because maybe, tell me what you think about this. Not only is it winnable, but there's like 6 different endings.
Depending on what you choose throughout
Right.
the game, yes.
Because whatever Samantha's doing in the game is affecting the ending. She may not get the 100% storybook ending. She might get kind of a
And
mediocre
some
ending.
people might die along
Yeah.
the way that,
Some
and
damage.
in other situations might not have if I had chosen a different path.
Yeah, I love those where like one ending is like the greatest ending you can get in the video game is you and your bride ride off into the sunset. But then there's another ending where you're happy, but she died and you're alone in the woods. Like I like that.
I'm a weirdo though. You're talking to the
No,
wrong
I'm a
person.
weirdo, too.
Yeah, no, but fiction doesn't move the needle at all and doesn't give me anything like a different.
Did it ever?
Do you think Mario is a documentary?
No. Entertain. I'll watch a movie, and I'll
That's fiction.
I know
most of the time.
And then I'll sit there, and the 2 hours are like, oh, this entertained me. But like playing a game and then like having some sort of different fictional ending is just like you telling me a dream. I'm just like, all right, it doesn't matter. It's just a made up thing.
Yeah, but so is the movie. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
look at the video game as like just a playable movie.
It doesn't
Like,
compute
Oh
what
in
if-
my
God,
head.
what was that movie that
I don't
was
do
you could
anything like
pick
that.
the different scenes? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, but you're ringing my bell, but I have no name coming to my mind.
I don't play any games that are fiction. Now like
Bandersnatch. That was a really good movie. And that one you
Yes.
get to like pick.
Kind of where it goes.
where it goes, too.
Yeah. Did you do any of the Choose Your Own Adventure books when you were a kid?
no.
Man, Choose Your Own Adventure books and Zork. Zork was another version of these Choose Your Own Adventure books. Those books almost ruined regular books for me. Because I like the idea of
Crafting yourself.
of crafting the story that when I got back to just reading a normal book, I'm like, oh, I don't like this anymore. Because I'm not bouncing around. There's no way to like I remember how mad I would get when I would pick the wrong thing and then flip through the pages and it would say like you're dead or you died in a pit. For some reason, one of these Choose Your Own Adventure games, I think it was the Zork one, you would always die in a pit. A spike pit? You would always fall in a spike pit and die.
Spike pit,
Snake bite.
quicksand.
Yeah, quicksand.
Snake pit.
One
doll
of these
pop,
days
yeah.
when we have some extra time, when we're caught up on our recording and our meetings and our planning, we got to do a Twitch where we have Tom play some video games.
Oh, no, that or I could read him a Choose Your Own Adventure
That's
book.
not going to work.
And we could
He
see,
doesn't have the attention
and we
span to
could see
listen
where
to
we
someone
get.
read something.
I mean, where we are a podcast.
Unless
we're-
it's gambling.
But it's,
What if I wrote it about gambling?
That might get him.
But it's fictional. I can't. Then I'm out again. It's like I only want to know
win.
reality and then what the purpose of all this is. Anyway, listen, I understand. Everybody
we fleshed it out.
Everybody's into their own thing.
Yeah, we're all weirdos, man. Just trying to be weird.
All right. Bye.
Sorry, I forgot we only needed a 9, and I looked up and I'm like, oh.
No, it'll be all right. But thank you for streaming. Appreciate it. Where's that go?
That is Thursday too.
Yep.
Norm wants you to come play the Ninja Turtles game with us, Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, we have to talk about Sunday. I have a very funny angle for Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
With the kids.
Yeah.
About I've crafted this whole theory that Tommy is trying to save Maisie from us because she's trapped in a slave camp. He's like, I got to teach you how to do Roblox. I got to take you to the movies. He's trying to you got to have some fun.
Well, I figure we'll talk about it Friday. The
that's
first
what I mean.
movie, Maisie. I was gonna go the opposite of. I don't think she should go because I want to see how long. Because could she be, in modern day era, can you be 15 without ever going to the movie theaters?
I never went to a movie till I was 8, and then I didn't go again until I was a teenager.
Tommy screamed when she said she'd never been to a movie. He goes, "What?"
So you didn't see a movie till you were 8?
Yeah, and that wasn't even my friend's parents took me. We went and saw Casper.
I feel like there was less kid movies.
Well, we were also poor. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, movies in the movie theaters specifically for kids.
There were shit tons of kid movies, but it's all the Disney movies.
Yeah, but what, I feel like Pixar and Disney movies, there was classic Disney movies, but were there any?
Lion King, Toy Story.
Toy Story. Yeah, I guess our age difference. I'm thinking
Beauty and the Beast.
When did Toy Story come out?
95?
God, it hit movie theater.
Yeah, 95. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Tarzan. Goofy movie, Pocahontas.
95, I was 13 already.
Muppets, Tom and Huck, Huck Finn, Aladdin. These are all 90s movies, dude. Hercules. Yeah. Rescuers Down Under.
What's the average age that kids go to movies?
I don't know. It's all over the place because now people are bringing straight up babies and toddlers that can't sit through a movie.
Yeah, besides from that, what's
adults.
6? 5,
I'd say 5 at the youngest. At the very youngest.
Yeah, you take a 5-year-old.
We were laughing with Maisie about how Tommy thinks she's abused.
No, Tommy doesn't think anything.
Tommy doesn't think anything.
Leave him alone. That's my buddy.
He's not coming up with any sort of nefarious theories whatsoever.
What are we doing here? What's next? Another 9?
Another 9 for Monday.
Let's do emails and voicemails. I got a couple of voicemails. Here we go. Bring us back, buddy.
Okay.
3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some emails.
I love emails, and you can send us an email. Monday through Friday, we live stream on YouTube and Twitch. We read a lot of these emails. show@tomanddan.com is the email address. First email, Samantha.
All right. This says, enjoying pumpkin items in hot weather? To A Corporate Time, Tom, Dan, and Sam, and possible special guest. I'm noticing the pumpkin pies and beers at the local grocery store already in August. Personally, I'll enjoy these items during the fall cold snaps and holiday meals. Wondering if pumpkin items were ever enjoyed during the summer/hot month weather, or if big business just wants to sell pumpkin items longer. I'd love some pumpkin ice cream sandwiches all year. Clay.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I like pumpkin in... I'm not a Halloween pumpkin guy. I'm not a fall pumpkin guy. I'm a Thanksgiving pumpkin guy, and that's it. I might have a tiny piece of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. Pumpkin's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. Bread over pie. I like a pumpkin bread. I do like pumpkin pie, but just a sliver. It's just not my favorite. It's too custardy.
I don't like pumpkin at all.
Yeah, like it's not.
But I'm not like one of those haters either. If you like it, cool.
Yeah, like
I don't
Andrea
care.
loves it.
I'm not eating it.
Andrea loves it. Andrea's everything pumpkin. She loves Pumpkinhead from what's that brewery out of? What is it?
Shipyard.
Thank you. Shipyard Pumpkin, and she likes pumpkin. She likes pumpkin muffins, pumpkin donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, pumpkin coffee, pumpkin matcha, all the pumpkin.
To me, the way to find out the truth in a lot of situations is you follow the money.
Is this a bet on it scenario?
No, it's just the fact that they don't sell pumpkins in the summer or push them as hard. You don't see them in Publix. Like the flavoring, you don't see it in breweries as much, and like it just tells me
it's very seasonal, yeah.
That they can only really push it, or is this the most popular in the fall. And they try to start it earlier and earlier every year, but I don't think it sells year round. I think it only sells in the fall, right?
I think so
Based
too.
on because if it did, we'd see it year round.
Right.
Because they only care about money.
I believe they
sell
sell
any business.
They sell canned pumpkin, and a lot of your pumpkin pies are made with canned pumpkin. You can give it to your dog if he has an upset stomach.
I think it's seasonally too. I think the pumpkins mature because it's also a fruit that takes a while to grow. I think
it does. No, Maisie grew one at her school.
So I think
it took a very long time.
They start growing them in the summer, and that's why they come to maturity.
And don't they
in the
sometimes
fall,
get wet,
maybe.
and then the pumpkins turn to mush?
I don't know. I don't know the pumpkin.
Because I've heard that
farmer,
before. Like farmers will be like, pumpkin fields flooded, they're all mush.
I remember when
That's my pumpkin farmer.
The wizard used to live on 5 acres in Gainesville, like right in the sticks, right?
Yeah.
And for years, I tried to convince him that he should start a pumpkin patch and then create like a...
Wait a minute. It's close coleslaw wrestling, right?
like we're
like a biker, like
not
a
like
place for bikers to go and feel free.
It was more
a
for
place
the college
for
students,
patriot bikers to go and
College
show.
students don't give a damn about a pumpkin patch.
They do when there's beer involved.
Oh, that was the
because
Cabbage Patch. I'm sorry, I was getting it mixed up. Cabbage Patch.
And we were gonna theme it a haunted pumpkin patch, and then the wizard was gonna come out. Like every 15 minutes, he was going to burst out of his shed,
nude.
no, riding his riding lawnmower, and we're gonna decorate it like
This is so podunk redneck trash.
Hey, what you got to do, man? You got to bust out of your barn.
Don't you hate hay rides?
He hates everything
do,
until it's his idea. Have you noticed that?
But this was marketed
He's like,
towards...
I hate fun. Listen to this idea.
But this was a business idea marketed towards the college students that...
I'm really questioning your
if you
business
love
ideas.
partying and drugs, you'll love the haunted pumpkin patch.
Don't just...
When they show up, we have a keg
The college kids are going to Halloween Horror Nights. They're not going to some pumpkin patch.
You want to go to
that a guy
Gainesville.
jumps out of a shed.
Hey, this fat old man will jump out of a shed.
But it's in Gainesville. There's tons
People will
of...
come to Orlando. They're not going to go to the shed pumpkin patch.
Well, this was before... We're
the
talking...
woodshed pumpkin patch.
I'll go to that one.
Yay. Tie 'em orange.
This was in 2003, 2004.
Okay,
Halloween
you were
Horror
a
Nights
dreamer.
still around?
You were a dreamer,
It was,
though.
but
it was in its infancy, though. I see what you were doing.
And
Before
Didn't
Halloween.
it start in like 94?
Before
Yeah,
Hallow
but
Scream,
that's
there was
too far.
the haunted pumpkin patch.
I'm just saying during Halloween
Do you guys
times...
have like neighborhood, like pumpkin patch / hayride scenarios?
Yeah,
in your
normally in
neighborhoods?
DeLand, it was normally the...
Like in someone's yard or like
Well,
on their acres of land.
a little
because
more-
we had that and it was trash.
We had them
Yeah.
a little more organized than that.
People show up, though.
We had like the DeLand JCs, the Lions Club, the Moose Lodge. They'd get together and then they'd make like a haunt. This is a true story. I remember they made a haunted house, and this was when just things started changing. And we went through the haunted house, and somebody grabbed my butt or something.
Oh my God.
Like somebody touched me or something, and they weren't supposed to touch, and then that was like the end of it. It was like something happened at the Moose Lodge. They like grabbed my ass, and then
Well,
like
did you complain?
no, I didn't complain, but it was like multiple people were getting grabbed or touched or scared, you know?
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, shut it down," because Jerry can't keep his hands to himself. He's in there groping all the milk.
Well, now it's so much easier because everybody's got a phone, so you can market your little plot of land and where pumpkin patch or whatever, because there's tons of privately owned pumpkin sales businesses that go on every year, and like little like petting zoos with the pumpkin patch. We went to one.
Yeah, it's Santa's Christmas tree forest. They do a pumpkin patch.
Well, that's even bigger. I'm talking about like they'll do one if you like around town. They'll put together a small.
It's like
little
a church.
Not even like church. I'm saying like this will be on someone's private land that has a couple goats, and they'll just turn it into a little business. Right. Dude, remember when Butler taped the old Barry's dong to my back of my dollars, and I tried to give it to some lady for a charity lollipop, and then she saw the dong, and then I tried to snatch the money back.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Next email.
All right. Hey, Tom and Dan. I grew up outside of Philly where Wawa originated, and I even worked for Wawa for a year.
Hey.
I worked at Wawa when they didn't have gas at most of their stores, and it was a fairly new product for them 20 years ago. Wawa gas is absolutely fine and is on par with Exxon, etc. in the Philly area, and their pumps are always full of people getting gas. If their gas was crap, the expansion of their gas business would have failed. Wawa is a private company and American-owned. The name Wawa comes from the Native American word for wild geese.
Yeah, it's a geese. I know that.
The company started out as a creamery and opened its first market in the 60s. Hope this helps. They also now have pizza.
Yeah, they bring
I heard
it.
It's good.
They do it and then they take it. I hate it when they do that. They did focaccia pizza for a while and then they took that away. Now they got full-size pizzas.
And Jersey Shore's doing like commercials for it.
They'll probably take that away. Then they have like meatball sub. Then they'll take that away.
They got burgers.
Then
fries.
they'll take it away. They always take it away.
But they're talking about the quality of gas, and
that was my wife. My wife was had told by some dumb old man was like, "That's what you get for getting your gas at Wawa. You got to go to the big guys. You got to go to like." Chevron.
I'd never heard that.
Amoco. Yeah. I'd never heard it either, and I questioned her, and she was like, "Nope, I got to get the big gas. I got to go to big gas."
I think it all comes from the same.
And I told my wife, I said, "That's not true," and she's like, "Well, I'm doing it." So you can take it up with her.
And in your entire lifetime, have you ever got gas and then your car ran bad and you're like, "Oh, I got bad gas"? That's never happened to me or anybody I've ever known.
Never happened to me.
Or say like, "Oh, I went to fill up my tank and I got bad gas and my car ran poorly."
I think that's an old man thing because Tracy's saying the same thing. It's like
that happened in the 50s. Yeah. When, like now it's all standardized. You get, I think they all buy it from the same place.
Yeah,
there's not that many places.
Yeah, the distributor just hits them all. I think he's going down the road.
It all goes back to the Sheik. That's where we're getting our gas
when
from.
When are we bringing the Sheik back? Are you going to bring him back this year for the end of 2023?
They got all the gas.
Okay.
And then it's all coming from one desert.
You got one more, Sam?
Let's see. Best 1095 I ever spent. Show. I just let my 10-year-old open the package that I just got from T&D. The look of horror and giggles at the Blankosaurus is worth $19.95. I owe you your $9.95. BDM for life. Kara.
The Dino D. Yeah, if you sign up to be a 1095er,
you got a special prize.
Yeah, occasionally for BDM Appreciation Week, you might get a little something secret, a little something if you know type deal.
And we'll do it again this year.
Yeah.
Maybe don't let your kids open it unless you're okay with that.
Why would you think I'd put it in a sealed up,
a discreet black bag?
Yeah, I went as far as Hustler magazine puts it in like brown paper. You remember when your X-rated magazines would get sent to your house in brown paper?
Yeah. Although the Diosaurus, I'd let my son see that, I think. They may not realize what it is at first.
Maisie's never seen that. I think I'm more conservative than you with a lot of things naturally.
100%.
I think
if you understand anything, his boys have literally seen everything.
They've seen everything.
They do everything.
It's a big veiner.
Know every curse word.
It's a veiner.
but all
middle fingers up.
Theirs doesn't look
South
like
Park.
that because you know what I'm saying. So they may not even at first. They seen mine though, and mine looks like that, but not like that. You know, like,
well, they
just
might.
the sheer scale of
it. There's not legs on it.
Yeah. Does this go back to the sheet?
It may confuse them, and then when I told them what it is, then they'll laugh at it. But I don't think that's something that's even like.
What's the tip off?
Like it won't traumatize them.
The tip off is the scrot. That's the tip of it.
The tip off.
Sorry. Never. I just stopped talking about this. We got to go to break anyway.
All right. Bye.
Nice. Good job, y'all. Where's this?
That's Monday 4, and I'll need the intros for tonight and tomorrow.
You got it. Hey guys, are we? I guess it's lunchtime, and are we coming back?
I don't know yet.
We might have stuff to like. Who knows, guys? But
if we do, it'll be at 1.
yeah, we'll let you know.